So last night we had the Fall Classic, and if you still want to call that the Fall Classic, I am done with every All-Star game in professional sports. Whether it's the NFL playing flag football, whether it's the NBA scoring 1,000 points in a game and playing no defense, and now you can add Major League Baseball to the list. When I was a kid growing up, man, it was a who's who of people in the All-Star game. Now you got a who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Because that's what happens when I watch the All-Star game. And I'm a baseball fan, folks. So imagine trying to attract people on the outskirts of baseball last night with guys like Junior Caminero from the Tampa Bay Rays, who people don't know exist and can't pronounce their name. It's not these guys' fault. The Major League Baseball does a terrible job of promoting their youth and on social media. Maybe that's just why they hired John Boy. But looking at this presentation last night, I don't care. First, the All-Star game was about choosing who had home field advantage in the World Series, which I thought was complete bullshit, but it actually put some relish on that hot dog and actually put something on the game. Because if you remember back in the day when Milwaukee, the All-Star game, when the commissioner had to come in after 13 innings and end the game in a tie, and nobody wants to do that. But guess what? That swing-off last night, one, nobody knew what it was. Two, I had to look up the rules. And three, it's fixed. You know this All-Star game was going to get tied, and you know this All-Star game was going to be an exhibition for exactly what they want to promote in the future for baseball. Major League Baseball, this was slightly fixed last night. You knew goddamn well this was going to end in a tie last night so they could implement the swing-off and now the Robo-Umps. I can't stand the Manfred runner on second. You know what I love? Free baseball. And you know what the Manfred runner cuts into? Free baseball. You know what the swing-off cuts into? Free baseball. I heard a lot of people saying these guys make millions of dollars. Why can't they play extra innings? Screw all that. That doesn't matter. The money doesn't matter. I don't want to see these guys getting hurt in extra innings either. And for the All-Star game, that doesn't even mean shit. Yeah, you can have a swing-off. But this is where they're going to try to get cute, and they're going to try to implement this into baseball. And now we got the Savannah Bananas. I don't want my baseball turning into the Savannah Bananas. I am an old school baseball fan, bro. There's no reason there's an American League and National League now that they both have DHs and the pitchers hit. There's no reason for the divisions that we have. Toronto Blue Jays shouldn't even be in the American League East with the New York Yankees. They should be in the Central with the Tigers. And they shouldn't be adding teams to the Major League Baseball. They should be subtracting teams from Major League Baseball to make the quality better. So that's where we go with our next subject. It's the name power, folks. It's the name power. Am I just an old fogey who loves the past? Or was it just me? And it seemed like the introductions from last night's Major League All-Star game was a who's who and a who's who. Let me show you the 1995 All-Star Game intro.
First, the manager of the American League from the New York Yankees, Buck Showalter. Leading off from the Cleveland Indians, center fielder Kenny Lofton. Batting second from the Cleveland Indians, second baseman Carlos Baerga. Batting third from the Seattle Mariners, designated hitter Edgar Martinez. Batting fourth from the Chicago White Sox, first baseman Frank Thomas. Batting fifth from the Cleveland Indians, left fielder Albert Bell. Batting sixth from the Baltimore Orioles, shortstop Cal Ripken Jr. Batting seventh from the New York Yankees, third baseman Wade Boggs. Batting eighth from the Minnesota Twins, right fielder Kirby Puckett. Batting ninth from the Texas Rangers, catcher Ivan Rodriguez.
You had Pudge Rodriguez hitting in the ninth spot. And you know what? It's just not that I'm an old fogey anymore. It's the fact that even these young guys that I know, like Gleyber Torres, I know for a fact they're not going to be future Hall of Famers. Even the guys in the 95 video that aren't Hall of Famers in that video are on their path to become Hall of Famers. Now, let's see last night's All-Star Game introductions. Let's see if we see a difference, kids.
First for the American League, as announced by the manager of the Yankees, Aaron Boone. Leading off from the Detroit Tigers, second baseman Gleyber Torres. Batting second from the Tigers in left field, Riley Green. Batting third from the Yankees in right field, Aaron Judge. Batting fourth from the Seattle Mariners, it's the big dumper, the Derby champ, the catcher, Cal Raleigh. Batting fifth from the Toronto Blue Jays, first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Batting sixth from the Baltimore Orioles, the designated hitter, Ryan O'Hearn. Batting seventh from the Tampa Bay Rays, the third baseman, Junior Caminero. Batting eighth from the Tigers in center field, Javier Baez.
There you go. How many of those dudes do you think are Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers? Vladimir Guerrero Jr., jury's still out. Aaron Judge, maybe. But if you look at the 1995 game, it's just stacked. The bench is Hall of Famers too, through and through. So let me know in the comments below, guys. I want you to help me out here at New York Minute Sports. That's NEWYRKMIN on Instagram. Am I an old fart? Or did things used to be better? Because I'm starting to think that things were just a lot better, dude. Guys cared about the All-Star Game. I cared about the All-Star Game. Kids cared about the All-Star Game. Nowadays, it just seems like an afterthought and 4 days off, and players are trying to dodge it and not playing it. So I don't know if this is a sign of the times with baseball, or it's just a sign of the times that baseball is trying anything to be like the Savannah Bananas. Tell me what you think, guys, in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'm going to be having our Yankee progress report later tomorrow. So remember, New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. And if you can't...
It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports Talk for sports nuts. Don't forget to follow us on Spotify and YouTube.